Customer expectations for businesses like yours keep going up with each passing day. They want you to be there for them, everywhere. They want to email you, call you, chat with you, DM you on social media, and sometimes want to help themselves. If you're managing all these interactions with separate tools, it can get pretty overwhelming. What you need is a single tool that'll streamline all your customer inquiries and enable you to provide stellar support across all channels. Freshdesk is an omni-channel help desk that collates your multi-channel support inquiries as tickets and chats for you to manage within a single interface while enabling you to offer self-service. Its intelligent automations are built to automate support workflows across channels. Reduce your workload by using Freshdesk to automatically assign, prioritize, and track your tickets, calls, and chats efficiently. In addition to integrating channels and automation, it integrates with your favorite apps and tools to make collaboration with context easy. Make sure your agents have all of the information they need while supporting customers. With your channels, automation, and collaboration in one place, all you have to do is measure and optimize your support as you go. With Freshdesk's powerful analytics module, you get a 360 view of your support performance that will tell you where your support stands. Freshdesk helps you save money, effort, and time, and sets you up to wow your customers with an intuitive, collaborative, and powerful omni-channel support solution. Sign up for a free trial today and start delivering customer delight.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the masterclass presented by Freshworks. The title is very interesting: Grow Your Business and Delight Your Customers. So Freshworks used to work continuously with us, creating a great platform for entrepreneurs to learn and grow their business in basically on the digital marketing and how to manage your business online. So Freshworks is one of the fastest growing SaaS platform, founded in October 2010 by Mr. Girish Madhubhooman. The company's headquarters are in California and has got international offices across India, UK, France, Australia, and Germany. So in today's program, what we would like to offer you is all about how to manage your business and grow. So when you look at a journey of a customer, I mean, when you're doing in sales and marketing, you identify your potential customers and know more about their products and services and let them know about your products and services also equally important. So how can this process you can make it more simple and at the same time, keep your customers happy, all those things, retain your customers, get more new customers, get the entire thing, the marketing and sales aspects on a dashboard and manage your business seamlessly is what Freshworks brings all about. Now, in today's session, we have a speaker, Ms. She is going to talk about how to grow your business and financially. The key takeaways today: using social media for real communication and building a connect with your customers. In today's world, we know after the pandemic, the entire business is going online. 95% of our business are doing online. So entire digital transformation is happening across the world, and India, especially one of the biggest SME hub, I would say, and one of the fastest growing entrepreneurial ecosystem. We all bound to go digitally, even in rural village. I mean, the areas. You can see how the entire digital transformation is taking place. It's very interesting. At the same time, this is the way that entrepreneurs will be looking at taking their business forward. So the key takeaway is addressing customer complaints smartly and strategically. In today's world, we can't ignore a customer's requirement. We have to take it seriously, or they might leave you and go and join. I mean, take your competitor's product. So address them, take care of their requirements. It's very important to take care of the customers. Either an inquiry or a complaint or a feedback. Take it with an open heart and drive it and make your company engaging a customer and upsell and grow your business. This is another way of taking your business forward. New customers from recommendation from customers or from various other sources, whatnot. So since we are online, there's nothing transparent. Everything is there on the internet. So this platform in this today's session is going to a fantastic a kind of info or exposure to how to grow your business and since going online. So about Ms. Shruti Thakur, she is a digital marketing expert. She's an entrepreneur. She works office based in Mumbai. So she is a leadership coach, a management expert. Skills are into identifying relevant opportunities and content for connections, helping your business grow, taking your business online, and a digital marketing expert. So let me welcome Ms. Shruti Thakur for today's session. Before we start the session, a big thank you for Freshworks to giving a platform to help entrepreneurs grow their business. It's something which every entrepreneur should learn. It's something which every entrepreneur should to understand. Most of the people want to go digital. It's not only in India, across, even in US. We are launching our site in US, and we got a lot of inquiries saying that yes, we are in US, but none of us know how to take the business forward on a digital platform. It was quite surprising for me. It's one of the fastest developed countries in the world, but today's marketing, taking on social media or online, is something new to most of them. There are experts in the market, but a small business, for them to take the business forward on digital marketing, every day the whole, the entire ecosystem changes. To stay updated by yourself, to learn is something great. Spend little time. What you have given time today is one of the greatest assets for you. So thank you very much for that, and thank you Freshworks for giving the opportunity. So let me welcome Sudhi. Our house rules. I would request all of you to post your comments and questions on the chat box that you have. If you have any questions to ask, please raise your hand. There is a raise a hand icon on your right hand side on top. You can see. Shruti wanted to engage with you, with each one of you, to help you understand your problems in business, especially in this specific area where she is going to talk more about. She is well prepared to answer your questions, so feel free to ask as many questions that you want. Clear your doubts today itself. So this could help you take your business or grow your business. So please stick to relevant questions only. Please don't promote your products in this chat. We have seen in the past, a lot of people come, they start promoting their product. Please don't do that. Don't distract others. You're here to learn. It's just a couple of hours that you're here to learn. Please use that to the best. Please don't promote. Please help others also. I mean, if you have a question, let others know. Throw that question into the chat box. Let our speaker answer that, and enjoy the session. Sit back. Let me welcome Ms. Shruti Thakur. Ms. Shruti, over to you.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here. First and foremost, am I audible here? The chat is a function I want you all to use as much as possible. You can message me here. If I'm on the presentation, it may take a few minutes for me to look at the chat. Don't worry, I will ensure every single question is answered. So before we begin, can you hear me? Just a quick yes in the chat, please, so I know everybody can hear me. Thank you, Anuradha. Thank you, Balakumar. Thank you. Super. So now that I know you can hear me, I'm going to start with the presentation. So like I said, the chat, जितना चाहिए use कीजिए, message करिए, questions लिखिए, ask me all your doubts, your questions, and I will ensure they're answered. Is my screen visible?
Not yet, Shruti.
Not yet. Okay. Now?
Yes, it is. It is. Absolutely.
Okay. Super. So I think if I flip it, yes, now I can also see it. Super. So you can see my screen now, and we're going to start with the presentation. I'm going to share with you everything that I've learned about running a business, growing a business, and getting more customers, and of course, making more money. I think that's something that absolutely everyone wants to know. So, are you all ready to know how you can gain more customers? Message yes in the chat quickly so that I know you're ready. Super. So I'm going to start with, Dojo's already said a lot about me. I really don't want to share much. I'm going to skip these slides. While I'm doing so, I'm going to share a little bit about my company. I've been running a digital marketing company now for close to 5 years. We've been working with a lot of brands, from the bigger brands to the SME brands. And there's one thing that we've learned is the focus always is the sales. But what's more important is how difficult or easy you make that process for yourself or the company. So here's what we're going to cover today. Is first is using social media. How do you use social media to make real communication and build a connect or community factor with your customers? The second is addressing customer complaints. I've noticed that if you do this well, the customer is going to come back and stay loyal to you. If not, a hard, with a lot of money spent, acquired customer is going to go away and in fact spread bad word about the brand. Then we're going to talk about engaging customer after a sale. We don't have to forget them after a sale. In fact, they can be a customer for more products or buy a more expensive service as well. And the lastly is how do we get new customers from our existing customers so that we don't have to spend a lot. Right? So we're going to start with the first one. I have a question for you and you're going to use the chat to answer. This is a question. Which all platforms are your brand present on? I'm going to share with you the list of the brands. Out of these brands, tell me in which all platforms is your brand present on. It can be 1, 2 or more, perfectly fine. इनमें से कौन से platforms पे आपके brand है? एक पे, दो पे, सारे पे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. जल्दी से मैसेज करके मुझे बताइए. Okay. I would assume Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn would be a popular mix out here. Wow, and actually that's 6. That's crazy. That's a lot, and I think that's fabulous efforts to you and the company for doing that. So that's incredible. That's absolutely fine, Vishal. After this, you will be able to plan for it quite strategically. That's absolutely fine if you're not on Snapchat. Snapchat is not very big in India, particularly with the mid to older segment audience. It's for very, very young audience. So in case if it's not a part of your social media strategy, it's perfectly fine. You can skip it. Right? So there's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat. Out of which Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube are the most popular ones from a brand standpoint. So don't have to be present on all. Copy paste everywhere does not work. You have to be very smart about it. So let's see how we can do that. Right. So moving on. So when we're talking about social media, right? First and foremost, it's your space. It's your platform, even if it's on social media, to talk about your company, your story, the brand element. What is the company about? What are the products about? That is why you use it to create awareness and brand story. But if you're going to just say my product is this, my product is this, my product is this, and then suddenly in the middle of it, oh, happy Diwali, oh, happy Christmas, or oh, there's suddenly trending content, something I picked up and I posted it. That's not a strategy really. That's figuring out social media as you go along. Like you're going on the way, suddenly you will see a shop, oh, I like this, there is a festival, I'm going to buy this and put it on my social media. I now see, oh, this topic is trending. Okay, I'm going to pick it up and put it on my social media. There's no strategy. Every festival, every trending content has no space for on your social media. अगर connect है, अगर logic है, then it's there. Otherwise, ज़रूरत नहीं है. Right? I'm going to also share later with you some examples of how some brands have done it really smart. How we've done it really smart for some brands so that you get a very good idea. Everybody is with me so far. Please say listening or no, let's say yes for now. Let's start with yes. Is everyone getting what I'm saying? Any questions so far? I'm going to proceed into the other points after this. Perfect. So the second part, which is the most important part, which I think most brands forget. Influencers do it beautifully, which is why उनका उतना फॉलोइंग होता है, वो बहुत करते हैं, काफी एफर्ट डालते हैं ये सारे एक्टिविटीज करने में. ब्रांड्स नहीं डालते, विच इज वाई लिमिटेड एंगेजमेंट. एज इट इज पीपल कनेक्ट विद पीपल, राइट? सो अगर आप ब्रांड हो, वो प्रोसेस as it is difficult because you are not a physical person that people can look and connect to. Now you're making it harder by not sharing them, building a connect with them. So how do you do it? You can tell a story. Today you created a product, you created a service. You can go back and tell them what made you create that product, what made you create that service. That's a story you can share. You can also use, different ideas of, if you're a sari brand, how do you, there are different ways of making people see your sari without saying, hi, I'm selling a sari. I will show 1, 2 examples of that so that you understand better. Every platform, whether you look at LinkedIn, you look at Facebook, you look at Instagram, you look at YouTube, there are so many things you could do. You can, like, say, for example, I'm going to talk about Instagram, for example, right? You can look at put reels, you can put posts, you can put guides, you can do IGTV, you can put stories. Even in stories, you can do polls, you can ask questions, you can do a quiz, so many things. Are you using all of them? If not, engagement will be down. Use as many varieties of creating the content. Even if it's the same piece of content, say it differently. People will connect to it better, right? Third is you can also use social media to get people to visit your website, to buy from you. How? You can either do it organically by building a community, sharing with you that, oh, I'm coming up with a new product, this is what it's going to be, or this is a new service. Once you have that community, once you have that customer, even if you don't advertise, you will get orders. But there's other way is to advertise to get those orders. And lastly, you can use it through influencer collaborations or brand collaborations. All of this together is social media, to you using social media. Now, what I want everybody here to do is tell me in the chat of these, what all are you doing? Are you creating a brand story? Are you using all the features of the platform? Are you telling your customers what actions they can take? Like, are you telling them buy on this website, call on this number, book an appointment on this link? Are you telling them all of that? Have you done collaborations? What all have you collaborated with influencers or brands? What all have you done? Quickly message it to me on the chat and tell me, because I will give you a pointer on that. If you've done one, tell me one. If you've done 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, tell me. Up to 5, how many have you done? Thank you so much for sharing it. Brand collab is there. Different modes of product different every day. Okay, story of product, different stories you've done. Absolutely. Polls, Q&A, Robin, that's fabulous. You've tried that. And what that does is it will make people, customers आएंगे, वो try करेंगे. जब उनको उस product की, उस service की जरूरत होगी, तो top of mind कौन रहेगा? When somebody wants that service, the top of mind, or that product, the top of mind is going to be the customer. Absolutely, that's right, Inakshi. Ganpati, that is beautiful. That is how you should sharing tips, but do it differently also. Don't only do that. This is how you take care. Sometimes make it funny. Sometimes be sarcastic. Sometimes use a meme. Do all of that. That's creating a more engaging audience where people come back every day. And actually, that's also one thing to do is going live and then sharing their live on your profile. That's one way because you're sharing information. Right. So now I'm going to move on to the next part. This is my golden mantra, right? 6 ways you can grow your social media organically. Do this on every post, video, reel, story, LinkedIn post, Facebook post, YouTube post, tweet, doesn't matter. Use these, you will be able to grow your social media organically. No spending. These are all hacks for not spending it, right? So let's go. First is hashtag. You have to find hashtags. 2 types of hashtags are there. One, which are very widely used, millions and millions of users. The second one, lesser, but more relevant to what you are talking about. So what do? Simple, use both. Mix it up and use both. Now, this is something that you should want to take note because these are numbers I'm giving you. On Instagram, go up to 20 to 25 hashtags. On LinkedIn, Inakshi, that's what I'm coming to. On Instagram, 20 to 25 hashtags. For Facebook and LinkedIn, go up to 6 to 7 hashtags. On YouTube, go about 8 to 10 hashtags. On Twitter, go up to 4 to 5 or 3 to 4. Don't make it too much. Leave a space between your content and the hashtag so that the content gets more prominence. Right? Second thing, I'm going to ask you a question. Here, recently, there are two things that went trending back to back. I want you to message me which one do you know of. One is hashtag Shweta, which went trending for just 1 or 2 days, and the other was Hamari party ho rahi hai. Which one have you heard? Yes, party. Come on, guys. Which one? Anyone else? Which one have you heard? Robin, that's fabulous. Yes, Pari is still trending. It's been I think a week or 2 weeks, and it's still trending. What about others? The fact is, this is what's trending. If you keep in mind that, okay, ये topic trending है, now I'm going to create some content for my brand on that. Very smart. You create content, but zabardasti fit not happening. No force fit because it's trending. I'm going to forcefully create something with the brand. No, find an organic way to do it. Find a smart way to do it, and you will see. And if you do it in the initial phase where the trend is still picking up, you will end up getting followers and engagement both. Right. The next one is engaging with followers, customers. You get a comment, reply to it. Don't just say thank you. Ask them questions. See if you're able to get one more comment out of that. See if you can build a dialogue. If it is becoming too much on comments, see if you can move it to the DM. The whole idea is I, as a brand, want to know more about a person who's taking an effort to talk to me. Whatever it is, whether they buy, don't buy, doesn't matter. I want that conversation. People remember that. How they get treated, the experience they've had, people remember everything. So ensure that you reply to them. Let them know, okay, I'm having a good time. I'm going to, I'm going to share with them this idea. Let me see how they respond. Let me check with them what's happening. So engage them, involve them in the process. Fourth point, and I would say the most important point, adding value. It shouldn't be that you're only talking buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. Because if you do that and I'm not interested in buying your product at this time, you will lose me even as a future customer. But say you have a skincare brand. Fair enough, I'm not buying your product, but tell them how to create a skincare routine, how to use certain products on your face. If you say that, okay, I have an app, it's an email app tool that I'm creating. Do you not using my tool? Doesn't matter. How many times a week you can use an emailer? What are the basic, like a checklist of what all must be there in the emailer? Share these concepts because whether I use your product or not, I will be able to learn from these. And because you're building an element of trust by sharing genuine information, when they want to decide to buy, they will come and consider your brand. That is for sure. Right? Vishal, I'm not sure. I don't get your question. Can you please ask me again? The fifth point, and I feel even more important than the fourth one, is consistently. That, it doesn't mean you post one today, second one 5 days later, another 20 days later. Every day is good, but if you can't manage every day, not a problem. Instagram once in 2 days, LinkedIn once in 3 days, YouTube once in 3 days, Twitter once in 2 days. Try and keep up these numbers, and you will see your consistency up, and your engagement will improve. Followers will also continue. Lastly, collaborations. Collaborate. You don't necessarily always have to pay for collaborations. Find people or even brands who would want to collaborate with you for free. Whether you do, if you send them your product or you're going to do some other kind of collaboration, you share some content together. I'm going to cover this point in detail of what all you can do. But I'm saying do it. It does not cost you to do a collaboration always. Be smart, find the right one, and you will benefit from it. Right. Okay, so tell me, how much did you like it? How much did you like these points? If you like them, give me 5 stars, or if you like it, okay, give me 3 stars. Manoj, you need to curate that whole list coming through. That is a big effort of creating a whole content strategy where you put together like 50, 60 different ideas, and then you work towards creating their content. You really drain it out as much as possible so that you get more and more value for your customers. Right. These are some of the types of content that we've created personally for our brands. Now, if you see the first one, it's a for a sari brand. The second, if you see, we've recreated Sadhana's look, right? So the first one is a close-up, so you can see the look better. The second image here, if you see this dot, it's a multi-image pose. The second image is a full-length image so that people can see the sari. And based on this, we also landed up getting an order, which means I have not spent any money, I have not done anything, yet landed up getting an order. The second, this is a doctor. This was when we did it when the in August when the Rasode Mein Kaun Tha was crazily trending. We didn't want to do it for the heck of it. We did not want to dilute our message, which is why we did that. And this, we cannot tell you how many DMs the doctor got, how many, even his own personal friends and family reached out to him and told him about this post. It increased the overall engagement of the page as well, right? Now, this last one is what I mean by adding value. We're not talking like we're also talking about our products, but if somebody talked about it, say, I don't have your product, but I want to know, we will still share what they can use. Like, for example, instead of step two, which is a multitasking miracle cream, we'll say use a moisturizing cream, right? Use instead of squalene, use a serum. We'll tell them that because eventually you build that element of trust. You build that element of faith when they're looking at you, right? Now look at some of the bigger brands. So I think for my like I would say Durex has such a difficult category because it's everybody nobody wants to talk about that. It feels such a shoot, don't talk about condoms. It's really bad. But Durex has done it so beautifully that everyone wants to share that content. That's the part. They use trending content effectively and they use extremely funny and smart posts. That's what's been Durex's entire strategy, and that's worked really, really smartly for them. The second one is Zomato, right? The read the post. It's sort of a giveaway, but they've done it differently. They're not saying just like it, just comment below and we'll give it to you. They say the most like gulab. They say put a gulab comment in your comment. The most like comment will get a free gulab jamun for dinner. It's a small giveaway, but you see they've got more than 1,000 people commenting on it. That's the thing. That's the part about giveaways, contests, really utilizing them well. The third one is the paperboat one. Here, it's about working on nostalgia, the storytelling element of it. When you look at certain things that happened in your childhood and somebody puts it up, your feeling is, oh my God, this happened to me. I felt it. You feel that connect to it. And that is what connects beautifully to the message. And if people remember the brand, remember the product, and then look at consuming it. Right? Everyone with me so far on how do you use social media? There's one element that's still good to go, but everyone's with me so far? A yes, please message yes in the chat. Perfect. Thank you guys for messaging. Now, let's move on to the next part. Advertising is something that I do recommend. Why? Because you can choose what you want, right? Today, if I want somebody to download an app, I create an ad for that. If I want somebody to visit my website, I create an app for that. If I ad for that, my bad. If I want somebody to visit my store, there are ad options even for that, right? It helps you monitor what is your customer doing when they're getting into your universe. Secondly, targeting. You can target the customer that you feel is going to convert better rather than leaving it completely open when it comes to social media. So you do social media and let that do that process. But you also target so that people who don't know about you, you get them to either your social media or your website and they now know about you, can really learn from the content you're posting and be interested into your product. The third is ensure you experiment with creatives, not just one image. Use images, carousels. Carousels are multiple image in one ad, videos, stories. It works beautifully and the messaging is far more crisp and clear. Of course, review your ad campaigns, modify and make changes. And the last one I want to give is nobody here is sitting with an endless amount of budget to say, I can spend 50 crores without worrying about it. We're not. We're all working with limited budgets. So when you start off with 1 to 2 platforms, see how that goes, see the results you're getting. Once you see that you've got the whole matrix in place. Like for example, you get it. I put 5,000. I'll end up getting 12,000. I've got that stability in place. Then I will experiment with a new platform. Don't put it here and there. You will dilute both. Instead, put your budget say on Facebook. Facebook plus Instagram is a much stronger mix. If it's a professional service, go for LinkedIn. Right? If you want to be an influencer, some video content, you can choose YouTube as well or Google AdWords. Right? So that is what I would suggest. Now, when we talk about influencer marketing, many people just focus on, acha, that's a food influencer, acha, that's a fashion influencer, वो jewelry influencer, वो beauty influencer, बस. That's not, वो एक part हो गया. दूसरा main part ये हो जाता है कि वो उनके followers के हिसाब से और not only followers. Second part is even more. There are three parts you need to consider. First is followers. Second is engagement, and third is type of content. You have to think about all of these three before you choose an influencer. And secondly, influencer choose करने के लिए objective सही होना चाहिए. Why do you want to get an influencer? What is it that you want to achieve out of the process, right? So let's understand what are the type of influencers. So less than 1,000 are nano influencers, but they land up, some of them land up having really good engagement, like even 100 likes for a post with less than 1,000 followers. Then up from 1,000 to about roughly say 20,000 is what I would say is micro influencers. Then from 20 to 100K is professionals. 100K to a million is macro influencers, and 1 million plus is celebrities. Now, anyone above 30,000 or 40,000 will nowadays charge some amount. But अगर आपके पास food influencer है, अगर आपको like you figure कि the audience is nice, it's a very engaged audience. I don't have a food brand, but I know the people I'm looking for are similar. Now that person will still work with me maybe on for free, even if I have a sari brand. May not be so much a fashion influencer. Fashion influencer is going to charge me 25,000. So what I can do is give 2 saris free to the food influencer and see what happens. Is it working? Are they able to create content that works? My cost to test it is very low, and if it worked, I got one big on that it's working. I can do few more food influencers or some other lifestyle influencers, right? And then limit it to 1 or 2 big fashion influencers so that I get a big burst of exposure. Why are you choosing an influencer? More than which one? More important than which influencer you're choosing, right? Now I was talking about brand collaborations. Has anybody seen this one? This is a Label Life collaboration with Starbucks. Has anybody seen this? Can you message seen in the chat if you have? No one's seen it. No worries. So this is a very recent. In fact, it was launched 2 days ago on the Label Life website. It's a collaboration where Starbucks and Label Life have come together to create a whole range of mugs, coffee mugs, on their, and which they're retailing on their website and on at Starbucks stores, right? So that is what is a brand collaboration. Now, why would you do a brand collaboration? These are the 4 main reasons, in my opinion, and most of them don't come at a cost unless you are going for some. You are at 100 and you're going with somebody with 1 million followers, then probably. But generally, you can do it well. Now, a database exchange is the primary reason. What is a database exchange? I am say a sari brand. I have a friend who runs a skincare brand. We are not competition to each other, but the customer we are targeting is the same. So what I do, I will create a voucher and say all of her customers get 30% discount on my website, and all her customers get all her customers get 30% on my website. My customers get 30% on her website. We are sharing a database by offering a discount. It does not cost us to run that discount because we are anyways offering that. And now we're getting exposed to a new bunch of audience without spending any money. The acquisition cost at times becomes zero. No money to spend to get the customer. Second is to just do it for more awareness. Exposure is more awareness. If I collaborate with a brand, they collaborate with me. I get customers, great, but at least more people know about my brand. Right? You could also do something like this with media companies. If you do like a kit for them, sometimes they say that you do a kit for me or do some kind of a collaboration where you do a setup and I will give you exposure. Right? I will put a post for you. in on social media. I'll do a small article for you. That is collaboration. Then collaborated collection. So like I showed you, Label Life and Starbucks is one. Then there was Needle Dust and Abu Jani Sandeep Khosla, which is one. Then Glam It Up and Manish Malhotra. These are all examples of collaborated collections where a certain collection is collaborated with either other person or a brand, and you come up with that range and retail it on your website or your store. And the last one is the social media takeover. You say that other brand, I will take over your social media. I will do a live of the day. I'll put up stories. I'll put up posts, and you do the same on mine, so that we give a variety to the followers and give them more advice or information about different brands, right? So now moving to the last part before we take a little bit of a quick break. So the part is simple. I have now using all of this a lot of potential customers. How do I ensure they become my customers? So it's a mix of all. You have to do a mix of everything. You say, I'm going to put a post and I will see how that is. These are in the order that's most important. So second is creating ad campaigns. Please ensure you create ad campaigns. You can start with budgets as low as 5,000, 7,000, and you will still end up getting conversions. It's not that you cannot. You will have lesser as you want. As you grow, you can put more money in. A good website or a landing page. Nowadays, it's very, very important to have a good website, whether or not you're e-commerce, because that's where first people go Google. And if they want to ask a question, that's where they want to try and find all the information. Next is emailers or WhatsApp campaigns. Regular emailers to your database to say, hi, new product, or we have an offer or a collaboration, or this is what's new happening with a brand. All of that you can share on an emailer. Or WhatsApp is a little crisper, a little smaller piece of information or message that you can share. PR. It's important, but I wouldn't put it very high up on the list. Getting press coverage really adds for perception of the people. People start perceiving the brand and the owner a little differently. And influencer collaboration, collaborating with influencers or influential people in a category that matters to you. And the last one is brand collaborations, which we just discussed. Right. So anybody has any questions for the part that we have discussed so far? Any doubts, any questions, anything that you would like to know? Okay, thanks, Muskan. So I think then I'm going to just check with the team if they want to play anything, or should I proceed? Yeah, somebody raised their hand. Yes, please. I think till the time the mic gets active, I'm going to. Am I?
Yeah.
Are you there? Yes, please.
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
Yeah, see, the email marketing used to be very popular. Now, like everybody is sending so many emails, we don't find time to segregate and find which one is we are looking for. So much is dumped now. So, how to be effective in email marketing? Though it reaches very high, how to be effective in email marketing is my question.
Perfect. So the point is, you have to, your database that you're sending it to, you grow your own database. If you take it from somebody else who's running, who say that I have a database of 1 lakh customers, you pay me money, I will send it to you. That, in my opinion, gives some result, but not very good result. If it's your customer, your database that you're building it up, it will give you better results. That's one. Second thing is frequency. If you send it too many times, they will get harrowed and they will not want to participate. So you send it maybe once in 2 weeks, once in 10 days. So maybe 2 to 3 a month. That's enough. The third one is the topic and the whole message in the emailer. So if you're sharing very small emailers with crisp pieces of information, you will notice people will open it more. As many times as much as we get more emails, but if it's from a brand that I'm investing in, brand that I've bought from, they're sending me an email and I like the communication, chances are if I see it, I am likely to open it. So it all depends on the quality of content, the frequency, and how much effort you've spent on building your database from scratch. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, very much relevant to the frequency and the other thing you told about the content. They are very much useful. Only in the building the database is, see, we are a new company, small company. The building the database for the email, that is what the big challenge is.
And that is where that is the challenge, not the big challenge. That is the challenge. But you do the effort, you put in the effort well. And what I will do is, if you want, I can share my details. We can connect separately offline as well, so I can share one-on-one points as well. Right? Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to look at a few more questions from what people have shared, and then we'll move on to the next part. We're not done with the presentation yet. There is another part here as well. So, how do you identify influencers? There are a lot of apps and databases that help you do that. My personal thing is doing an in-depth research on Instagram, primarily because it. Okay, Anuradha, I'm going to wait for you to ask a question then. Now that you're joining in. Hi, Anuradha, can you hear me? Okay. Till we wait for Anuradha to come on, we can try. There are a lot of companies, Sridhamula, who can help you with running those ad campaigns for WhatsApp. Braja, my point is, I normally believe in putting a lot of research online for Instagram. There are different websites that will give you the data, but the point is, they will either give you a follower or an engagement data. Like I said, the third thing, the quality of content, the type of content, the effort that they put in, all of it is equally important. So, investing some time to build a resourceful list of influencers and monitor them is very useful. Robin, that's the part of creating a very sharp content strategy where you really look at pushing people to understand how do you break out to different points on building your content. So you have your main brand, you break it down to different content pegs or content topics, and then you further break it down into post topics and you start planning your content. Okay, Anuradha, I think there was a technical issue and you were unable to join in. I will still respond to your question. I think I did. It's the same as Braja, is how to identify influencers is first see what kind of influencers could work well for your brand. Then look do an in-depth research on the platform, whether it's LinkedIn, it's Instagram, it's Facebook, see or YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're looking for, do an in-depth study so that you can see the way they engage with their customers, how well they're responding to the customers, what kind of content they're creating. It's a taxing effort, but I can tell you it's going to reward you a lot when you do that collaboration with them. Sure. Thank you, Anuradha. Okay. Just to interject, Dojo, do we need to take a quick break or should I continue? Anybody from the team, should I proceed?
Yeah, so I think we'll take a quick break, a 2 minute break,
Sure.
and
No problem.
we'll proceed after that. Thank you, Sudhi, for this engaging session. So
No
we'll look
problem.
for the next session soon after the quick break. Thank
Sure.
you all. Stay tuned. Please don't go away. Much more interesting session going to start after this. So stay tuned. Okay. Thank
We'll
you.
be back in 2 or 3 minutes. So don't go away and keep messaging your questions to me.
Thank you.
Stop making people queue.
Thank you for holding.
They hate it. Start serving your customers on the channel of their choice, be it your website, your mobile app, or their favorite messaging app. Happy customers. And don't stop at happy customers. Keep your employees happy too. Set up chatbots in a matter of minutes and automate your customer engagement. It's time for a fresh start. Fresh Chat. Run your business on messaging.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us, and we are getting into the next session. So, Sudhi, over to you for the next session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Let me see. So there's some more questions. Manoj, please can you ask me a question again? I'm a little... Okay, sorry. Any search patterns on identifying influencers, especially on LinkedIn or Twitter? One of the things you can look at is LinkedIn has a whole concept called Voice of LinkedIn. You can look at people who are popular there. LinkedIn, you can look at a follower number because that it works very differently from Facebook and Instagram. So if they have a larger follower limit, it's usually likely they're going to have a lot more engagement. So checking them on that account is going to work. And for Twitter, one is, of course, look at for Twitter, what's easier for you to find is the type of topics they talk about. If you look at relevant hashtags, you will be able to reach out to the people who talk about on those topics. So I hope that helps. Okay, are you ready for the next part of the session? If you're ready, message ready in the chat. Perfect. Thank you, guys. So let's move on. I'm going to share my screen. Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. Now we're going to talk about one other part which is very difficult to handle on social, but very, very important. If you do it smart, you will retain your customer. If you don't, you will lose a customer that you acquired after spending money or a lot of effort, and they will be gone like that, and of course lead you with a lot of bad word of mouth. Nobody wants that, right? So can anybody tell me what are the most common complaints that you've got? Normally, in my experience, some of them are my product is delayed. I'm not got shipping information, not receiving product confirmation email. I want to know more about the service. So any particular complaints, if you've received, you can mention it. I will also give you a hack of how you can respond to them personally, directly, so that it gives you a better result. But and then some of them usually they want to talk to a person and they're unable to reach out to it. Like, for example, they're talking to a salesperson somewhere and the person's suddenly gone MIA or not responding, or they have an issue with the product, the service, the policy, or something. Another person's, they can't connect with somebody, so they go to social media and they complain so that they attract attention. In every scenario, there is a possibility to salvage the situation, right? And how do we do that? So first, let's see what are the most different types of complaints we'll end up getting. So like I said, it's delivery or execution complaint. I've not got the product. I've not got the service. I have an issue with it. I'm not able to access it. It's broken, all of those, right? Sometimes you place an order but not received a confirmation email. I'm not being able to log in. I forgot my password. Thirdly, it's usually a wrong order. This is not what I ordered. This is not what I want, right? All of that. The other times is like I said, they cannot reach out to a person, a service team. They want one person to address their problem, get answers. Then suppose if there's a question, they've seen an ad which is an offer, but their offer was not very clear and they want to ask something about it. So again, they will reach out. And then there are last kinds, which are just people who want to cause unnecessary trouble for brands without any meaning, right? So let's understand how we address them. First and foremost, you acknowledge that there is a problem. I'm not saying you say, we are sorry. No, you don't have to accept that it is your blame to begin with. You say, we understand there's a problem and we will work with you to resolve it at the earliest possible. So the first sound that the customer hears is, yeah, you understand there is a problem. If you've not yet said it that it's your fault, it's the customer's fault, you're not putting any blame. All you're saying, there is a problem and we will work with you to find a solution. That's the main thing, to accept it as a problem. If you say, no, this is not my problem, this is not it, we cannot do, don't get into that first. First, accept it. Okay, there is a problem. Let us see what we can do. Then you work internally and figure out what are the solutions possible. Normally, my theory is, if it's something smaller price, smaller amount, smaller something, let it go. When it's the first time, let it go. If it's something repeated, then you ignore it, right? So somebody says, my bottle is broken, I'm not happy with it. So what you do is, okay, please send us a screenshot. We will send you a replacement free of charge, right? Because you're asking for a screenshot, you're verifying also that that's actually the case, right? So you do take your steps to safeguard the company, the brand, but you also say that the interest of the customer is at heart. The um, the main thing is to let the customer feel that you understand what their problem is, you respect that they are having a concern, and you're finding a way to address it, right? Then you also, like, suppose if the process is taking a little longer time, ensure you respond to them. You message them saying, okay, we understand it's taking a little bit of time. We are trying to fix it. Message them, once in a few days, so that they know that you're on it. You're not on MIA, right? And you do on your back end the whole assessment of what you can do, what you can't do, figuring out a solution, and then you share the final solution with the customer. But also to make it a point to share your final solution at the original point, which means if the query was shared on DM, then you move the conversation to email, go back to DM, and you message saying, I hope the query has been resolved. You got a response from a team, and I hope you received the product. You ended the conversation, right? So that when they message you again for whatever it is, they're not seeing their angry post, they're seeing a resolution from your end, right? And lastly, if you have unnecessary troublemakers who are just messaging unnecessary things, either you block them or you just completely ignore them if they're not causing that much of a ruckus, right? So this is how we talk and address customer complaints. The next part we're talking about is getting our existing customers to spend more money with us. Before that, I'm just going to look at this question from Sriya. How do we make the link in Instagram if we have? I'm sorry, I don't get this question. Can you just explain to me, Sriya, what you're looking for? I'm just going to move on in the meantime. Okay, so now you've got your customer. You've put in a lot of effort, so much of social media campaigns, so many ads, emailers, WhatsApp, all not, whatnot, influencer campaign, brand collaborations. You've done it all. You managed to get your customer. Now what? They bought from you, it's all done. You got your conversion. Now what? Now you want them to be a returning customer. You want them to be a loyal customer. So the process doesn't stop there. Once you've got a customer saying, now the customer is in, I've done the sale, they bought it, done. No, no. The effort starts again with them. There's a different effort than you would with a brand new customer, but there would still be effort. What you would do is stay in touch with them, right? Like, out of sight, out of mind, it goes for this aspect as well. So what do? You have to stay in touch with them. But you cannot keep asking, do you need more product? Do you need more? Do you need any more service? We're happy to provide you. They will eventually say that, you don't have to call me. If I need it, I will call you. So then how do you keep in touch with them, right? So first is you keep your regular email or WhatsApp campaigns going on. Like we discussed, once in 10 days, once in 2 weeks, keep that going so that they're getting some communication from you as a brand to them directly. You're not forgetting them. Second is create a special offer for existing customers. Lot of people brands create offers for new customers. Very important. Let's say that if you've been a customer for a while, share with us something that, share with us your last purchase screenshot and get a 10% off. Right? What have you got them to do? Go down, dig on their email, find that screenshot, send it with that 10%. This is for only existing customers. So that is something that will push existing customers to shop once again. Then giveaways, contests, very effective. If you run one on social media, ensure you say, please tag 3 people on this post to win the goodie. So you follow the account, and the second one, answer this question, and the third one, tag 3 people to follow this. And then you caveat is no spam accounts, no brand accounts, people accounts. You have to mandate that. That will get more and more people to come and check out the profile. Referral campaigns, right? So I know a lot of big brands like Furlenco, Rent Mojo, all of them run this. If this is your, even Uber does, it's your code, share it with people. If anybody lands up buying it, you get a discount, they get a discount, right? It works very, very effectively. Then there are retargeting. When you're running ad campaigns, there are options on Facebook that allow you to target people who visited your website. You need to install something called as a Facebook pixel in the code of your website for this functionality. But it will allow you to target, if somebody's already purchased from you, you can target them. So if somebody who's not purchased in the last 30 days, 60 days, you can say, okay, I'm going to target that people. Or somebody who's not visited your website in the last 30, 60 days, I want to target that customer. So you run a dedicated ad campaign for that. It won't cost you as much, but it will help you stay top of mind of that customer. Then you do last and foremost. This is something that recently Mac did it with me, and it worked very effectively. So I've been a customer with the Mac store for some time. In a short span of time, because I needed some products, I spent about an X amount of money. So Mac told me, why don't you invite 20 of your friends, families, any other influencers that you want, and we will host them. We will create a whole session for them where we will do complimentary consultations. We will teach them how to apply the winged liner. We will have cupcakes for them, drinks for them, and they can just spend a lovely afternoon. In case if somebody shops, we will offer them a free sample or free product on every purchase so that they feel thankful. It's like a goodie bag or a giveaway sort of that we are doing because they're buying on that day because of you. So now me as a customer is feeling on top of the moon because my friends and family and my other people are going to be treated like royalty on that day. But for Matt, it's they're spending this much on that day. I kid you not. Out of those 20 people, at least 10 or 11 landed up spending. And the cheapest product at Mac is at 900 or 1000 rupees, right? Now, if I'm looking 1000 rupees for calculation, that Mac has spent 10,000 or 15,000 rupees minimum out of that 2 hour event and they've spent 500 rupees, 1000 rupees. That's it. With an investment of 500 to 1000 rupees, they've got a return. They've not just got people in their store, they've given an incentive to people to purchase, and they've purchased all in 2 hours, right? That is a very effective way of using collaborations with your existing customers. How did you like these ideas? Come on, message and tell me if you really like them. So, thank you so much, Ganpati. Thank you, Dojo. Okay, now we're coming to the last little part of the session, which is on how do you get, this is engaging the customers after sales to upsell, right? So we said that call them regular. Sorry, did I repeat the slide? My bad. Sorry, my bad. This is engaging them, right? So now if somebody's bought it, what do you do now? There's certain hacks to call them for the second time when you reach out to them. So one thing you should always make it a point to send an email after somebody's purchasing. Are you happy with your purchase? If it's a service, call them saying, were you happy? Was it to your satisfaction? Did you enjoy it? Is there some feedback you want to give? That's a very easy way to call and to stay top of mind that, okay, this person called. The second thing is, email them products which are similar or complementary to the ones that they've purchased, so that they could be like, oh, that sounds good. I would be interested in exploring this product or this service, right? Or you tell them about, any special offers that you have for your existing customers, just like the one that we discussed earlier. And you let them know this is an offer. If you're buying this right now, we can help you with this discount. All of these points help you stay in touch with your customers even after they've purchased. This is very important, and you're not only staying in touch, but because of this, you're able to get more revenue without any acquisition cost. Your acquisition cost becomes zero, right? So this is what I would say. Now we come to the absolute last part of the presentation, which is getting new customers from recommendations of existing customers, right? So one part is, of course, like I mentioned earlier, doing a giveaway, a contest where your customers have to tag, or your followers have to tag people in comments, right? Referral campaigns, right? I'm giving you a voucher because you're our esteemed, privileged existing customer. please feel free to share it with your friends, family, whoever you think will benefit from this service. Right? So that's something that I would absolutely recommend that you can do. Then it can also be saying that, if it's something like a subscription model, if your friends subscribe using your code, we will give you a free month. Now, for me to get a free month, I have to tell 5 people, and even one of them buy. I get a free month. Very easy, works really well. Then, like I said, retargeting ad campaigns and collaborations with existing customers. These are the points that very important. You can do it, and your existing set of customers will continually land up giving you more and more customers in the future. But what you always should take from your existing customers is any good experience they share, please ensure that it's written in any format, written, video, photo, something they're sharing. Second thing, what you do is take a testimonial from them. If it's written, they're happy to give you written video. Ensure you collect that, because when you want to start putting it on social, that's one big point that will come in handy from a content creation point of view, right? And I always believe that, like, for me, because I'm a digital consultant and we work with brands, that my company always goes when we grow with brands, which is why it's very important to always look at the larger picture. Don't focus, oh, I'm spending so much on social media. Oh, I'm spending on advertising. Now, when I'm going to get my return? Sometimes a little patience goes a long way. Right. So now I'm going to open the floor um, to communication. These are my contact details. Anyone wants to reach out to me for a conversation, you're more than happy to. I'm also going to share my LinkedIn details and my Instagram details. I look forward to connecting with everyone out here. And if you have questions, please do ask. I will answer your question right now, Shreya. 1 second. So that's me on LinkedIn, and this is me on Instagram. Okay. When we upload an article on Instagram, we put a link in the caption. The link never becomes active in the caption for nobody. It's not about because it's 500 or 100 followers. For even with 1 million followers, in the caption, the link is never clickable. So the way you do it is you put the link in the caption, then you put the into brackets in link in bio. And in your bio, you add that link so that people can just visit your profile and click on that link. Thank you so much. Any questions, please? The floor is open. You can ask me any one-on-one questions for you, for your brand. More than welcome to ask. I think there's some questions come up here. Let's see. So this if you sharing, say if this is happening on Amazon, so you have to do a little bit of cleanup. So in that case, you have to encourage your customers to put in a positive review, so that the negativeness or the negative reviews coming in, they die down. How do you do that? 5% discount if you review us on this platform. 10% discount if you review us on the platform. Yes, it's a bait. Utilize it. The more positive comments that come in will reduce the effects of these negative people that are putting them on other platforms. If it's on your platform, delete. Right? Okay. So the thing is, there's no problem in including CMS, but what's more important is how it's done. There are so many brands, like insurance companies, all of them using it, but they don't. In my opinion, they just do calls saying, "Are you looking for insurance?" And they hang up when the person says no. Like in fact, just before getting on the session, I was getting a call from New Life Insurance saying, "Are you looking for insurance?" My answer was no, and the call was hung up. That's not going to give you any information, right? It has to be treated differently. Now that whole model of making that call is so done and dusted with, that people are now saying that I don't want to talk only about it because I'm not interested. The idea is to find the right person who's interested, then give them a call. And when the person is talking, with the view to build a conversation, not just to say, I just want to, give up this. I just want to tell them everything I can about it, and then I'm done. Okay, let me just quickly check the chat, otherwise we're good.
I have noted all the questions, so probably if you just want to run through any of the questions from the beginning. We have
Please
about
do.
close to 16 questions.
Please do.
Thank you for making it quite live, very engaging, and probably this is one of the sessions so far since March we started such an engagement from clients. Brilliant work, Suzy.
Thank
I
you.
think everyone has enjoyed, and since the business, as I clearly mentioned in the beginning of this session, every business is going online. I'm sure that there's so many more doubts that people have because none of us know how the online works more, productively, bringing in more business. There's so many silly questions, so many, real questions, real doubts. I mean, we all are learning. I mean, nothing to be worried about. Everyone is learning. So I think experts like you can enlighten our doubts and our ways to do business. So thank you very much for that, Sudhi. But let me quickly run through the questions that we had today. This is from Manoj Patel, who is the founder of FM Tracks Financials. I think he's based in Mumbai. I know him. How do you add value on the segmented checklist or topics, necessary content? How to make, how do you add value on the segmented checklist or topics?
Okay. So what
Probably the
I'm
right
going
content.
to
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to share here. So normally what we recommend is you break down, like I'll give you a simple example. I'm doing it, say for a skincare brand, right? So one basic thing that I can always talk about is product. But now I identified that this skincare brand, there's a lot of science that goes into it. So that creates another content peg, which is science. The third part is saying, okay, we are working with doctors, we can create a lot of video content. So in the science, now I'm going to talk about the science, which is the pharmaceutical science and the medical element of it, which I can bring in through doctors. Then comes the whole offers, giveaways, that vertical of it, customer testimonials, all of that will come under one vertical. Then I'm going to talk about pairing products, which creating combinations, creating skincare routines, which then becomes a whole different peg. Like this, you need to identify different concepts which can work through creating awareness. So even within each, like if I say product, say it's a sari band, within product there are so many things I can get. One is for the type of sari, what's the material, what's the embroidery, I'm going to highlight all of that. Then how do I care for that sari, how do I store it so that it stays for a longer time, what can I pair it with, how can I style it from day to night. So you come up with multiple of topics as you dig deeper into each of them.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Making it quite simple. There's another one from Inakshi Saini. She's from Easy Appy. How many hashtags should we use? Is there any limit to using hashtags, the number of hashtags, or you want to limit with a few or as many? What do you suggest?
So for Instagram, about 20 to 25 is good. LinkedIn and Facebook, about 6 to 8 is good. Twitter and YouTube, actually, you can go up to 10 to 12. Twitter, about 3 to 5.
Okay, great. So thank you for that. And there are some questions. Probably Mr. Ramaswamy is the director of Infra Innovator. He wants to know how can I reach design engineers, technocrats for startup idea project. This is a very, I know this is a very niche area. So how do you target certain niche segments through online or through social media?
LinkedIn, you choosing the right platform is what will do 50% of the task for you. If you're looking at a professional audience, within that you're looking for a very specific space, you work on LinkedIn. You can either create content, which is organic content in that area of business so that it attracts people who know more about it or are interested in that area. Or then you run ad campaigns so that you can have you can get leads from those people and you can start engaging with them upright.
Thank you, Sridhar. So I think, Mr. Ramaswamy, you got that answer. Use LinkedIn for your targeted segment reach, actually. I mean, and social media, right? Now, this is from Ms. Anuradha Subramanian. She's the managing director of Career Fit 360. How to identify influencers? Yeah, is a fantastic question. So, yeah, it's influencer marketing is the buzzword now, since all social media is going on a massive usage. Now, influencer marketing is getting a lot of prominence. But again, the question what she has asked is a normal question: which influencer should I choose? Who I can reach? You have mentioned quickly about the influencer, I mean, in detail, but how to find an influencer is something everyone is struggling for.
So there are multiple ways of going about it. One is you could work with an agency who could do the whole curation process for you, where you give them the brief that this is my product, this is what I would want to promote. They would then look at finding the right influencers, reaching out to them, doing the whole process for you, and they'll charge you a fee. If you're not in a position to pay that fee, you've got to do the task yourself, which is there are different online listicles which will help you with that. But in my experience, nothing serves best than a proper search on your end on that platform. You just have to be mindful on the topics, like on the categories that you're looking for, so that you can find people in that area. Like for example, if I'm looking for somebody who is a business development person, or a person business development influencer, a person who's got a lot of following and is a business development person that talks about sales, in that respect, I'll do it on LinkedIn, not on Instagram. So first is I'll identify the right platform, and then find out the area that I want to target, and then do an in-depth research on that, because that will allow me to target the followers that they have, the kind of content they're creating, and the level of engagement they are able to generate, so that it helps me plan my influencer marketing campaign effectively.
So that we have many questions which is relevant to the influencer marketing, how to identify and how to. I mean, then there's some questions about where to get influencer data from. Is there any data for influencers? So I think you answered all those questions. Identifying. I mean, again, any search patterns on identifying influencers. These are common questions. Now, I think now we also answered from Devon Herbal's managing director. So she had asked a question on some of the issues that she has faced. Some consumer who didn't buy anything but still was giving a negative publishing. I mean, you have given an answer for that as well. So great.
I think there's just one question that come in right now, which is how to become an influencer.
Yes.
Yes, that's something that everybody wants to know. So my first point is find a niche that you are passionate about, that you feel you're good at and you can add value on. B is start creating the content. Be mindful of what's trending so that you can take advantage of that. But the quality of content, the kind of value you're adding, and the delivery of that content or the execution of that content is what will get you more followers.
Yeah. So that's it. I hope. Is there any more questions? I can see a question one here. I think it's the same question that asked by Devon Herbals, and thank you for that. So you also.
I'll just repeat it because I've sent the question in again. So if it's on any alternate platform, say an Amazon, a Nykaa, any multi-aggregator platform or an aggregator platform, you are unable to control the comment that's coming in. But what you can do and in your control is to get more positive comments from your customers. Don't put in fake comments because they get flagged and it affects your account. Encourage your customers by giving them a discount to review them on review their post, so that it will help you get good positive positive comments, and will help you dial down any negative ones that you're getting.
Great. So thanks a lot, Shruti, for today's session. It was really wonderful. I think we all need to know more about it. Is there one more question which came in? I think there was just one more. Shall we see?
Yeah, Madan said, what would be the minimum number of followers should have? To be honest, there is no such amount of minimum followers. The goal is always to keep growing more and more, and the starting point is always zero. So you have to take the journey from there to keep going on. The more you get it, the better it is. But in my experience, LinkedIn has more engagement on personal people accounts than on pages. So always work on two things: a person's account as well as a company page, so that you can ensure that the engagement continues to thrive.
There is one more question from Selvaratnam. Is there any thumb rule for digital marketing budget? I mean, in money terms, yeah.
Absolutely no. There is no thumb rule. It's depending on what you're looking for, find the right person who can help you with the task, because there is nothing that wastes money than working with the wrong person, because you would do something for 3 to 6 months or even a year before you realize that's not the right person, or you are unable to work with that person. So spend time finding the right person. If don't always make money the qualifying factor whether you want to work it or not. See the value they can bring, because value can sustain time.
Thanks a lot, Sudhi. Wonderful session. I would really thank you for the time taken from your busy schedule. I know it's not easy. We had tried to bring you last time. I think we couldn't get your schedule at that time. Thank you very much for this time that you have spent, and it was a great session. Thank you. And let me take this opportunity to thank Freshworks once again, giving us the opportunity to clarify so much of doubt and enlighten the entrepreneurs today. So stay tuned. We will be having many more such masterclasses coming on various segments, sections, and also topics, which is of interest to every entrepreneur who want to improve or grow their business. Thank you all once again. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Shruti, and we'll stay in touch. We'll stay in touch, and hopefully we'll have much more engagement in the coming days.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, Dojo, Aspire Media, and of course, Fresh.